Okay, so starting the Sloth Kit Speedy. Here's all my yarn. Here is the pattern. And we are starting with the legs and then not fastening off the second leg and then adding them to the body as we start the body. So it's not that I've done this type of thing before. It's usually pretty straightforward. So brown, natural, gray, dark brown. We're starting with brown, and we need markers, stitch markers. So I will grab those things and be right back. Okay, so I would call this tan, but this is brown. This is dark brown here, and I guess this is natural and gray. I'm going to try to find the end of the yarn from the center instead of using the one on the outside because it's easier to handle. Okay, so my end's in here somewhere. And this starts with a chain 2 and 6 single crochet in the second chain from the hook. And since these are the bottom of the feet, I'm fine with doing the chain 2. And so we need to start with a slip knot. So I'm going to bring the tail of my yarn around my thumb and then hold it between the fingers of my left hand, pinch the working yarn between my thumb and finger, and then just bring that loop over the loop that I pinched. And then pull tight like that. There's so many ways to make slip knots. If you don't like this way, there's many others. That's just the way that I do it. So tighten down so that you can still move around, but you're pretty tight. And now we're going to chain 2. So to chain, you basically want to push your yarn or push your needle hook back against your yarn. Rotate it so that that hook is catching that yarn and pull it through the loop already on your hook. And that's 1 chain. We need 2 chains, so we're going to do it again. 2 chains. So this is the loop on my hook. We don't count that when we're counting chains. This is the first chain for my hook, this little V. This V is the second chain for my hook. So we need 5 single crochet in the second chain from here. So I'm going to insert into this chain under 1 loop, pull up a loop. So I'm going to grab a loop, pull it up. Now I have 2 loops on my hook. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through both loops on my hook for 1 single crochet. Here's the top of my single crochet. This line and this one right here are the top of my single crochet. So this is the first single crochet of our round. You can place a stitch marker in this now to keep track of it, or we can count backwards. We're going to be using one anyway, so I'll throw one in there. So that's 1 single crochet. We need to do 4 more into the same spot. So into the same exact hole. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook for 2. Into the same spot, insert, pull up a loop, and I just let it naturally rotate as I go around. Yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook for 3. Insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook for 4. And last one, 5. If you didn't place your stitch marker, you can count backwards. So again, this is the loop on our hook. We don't count this one. So this is 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, 5 single crochet. Now this leaves a little bit of an opening here, and we will close that up better with the tail in a little bit. But for now, we're going to start our next round. So the first stitch of our next round is going to go into this stitch here. So for this first one, I'm just going to leave the stitch marker in for right now, and I'm going to make sure I'm getting under both loops here, because in this, we're doing the single crochet in each stitch around. So after this one, I won't demonstrate the single crochets in each stitch around because it's very basic, and I'm sure it'll be able to be understood. So I'm just going to do this first single crochet. And now it's important. I'm going to move my stitch marker. I like to do my stitch marker in the first stitch of every round. So there we go. So we're just going to do one single crochet into each stitch around here. Now, because we're joining and now we're working in the round, it can be kind of difficult sometimes to tell whether you just worked into a stitch or not. Like right now, it looks like you would work in right here. But here is our loop from the single crochet we just made. It goes around the tops of the stitch because you're reaching around to close this up. So we don't actually work into here. We already did. This right here is our next stitch. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5 back to the beginning. So I'm going to do my second single crochet here. So I'm going to insert under both loops of that stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through both loops on my hook. There's 2. And now here's our next one here. So I'm going to insert, pull up a loop, and pull through both loops. Get out of the way, stitch marker, on my hook. Now this is going to naturally curl into a little bump, but this is our wrong side and this is our right side. That means this will be what we see. So after we weave this end in a little, we'll turn it facing the other way. Okay, so I just worked around this stitch here. You can see my loop here goes underneath those loops. So here's our next stitch. What are we on? That was 4. And then one more here for 5. A lot of times when you start these types of things, you're starting with 6. So that's another reason why it's a further reach. So now each one of these little sets of loops, which they're actually really hard to see right now, is the top of a single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3 right there, and then 4, 5 in this row. So before we move on, I'm going to grab the needle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of weave this around here to close this up a little. So I'm going to bring this loop up so I can take my hook out. And since my tail is short anyway, I'm just going to put the needle in a couple of stitches first, like that. Then run this through. And then I'll do a couple more to bring it back around and like close the circle. Why does it feel like that's going through to the front? I don't want to go through to the front. I just want to go, yeah, under there. Okay. I'm going to pull that to tighten it up. And then I'm going to slip this under a stitch nearby. Maybe we'll go this way. So tighten that down. Now I'm going to tie this off. So I'm going to hold this so that I can't accidentally pull it flat. And leave a loop like that. And then bring that tail through the loop to tie it down and let it tighten. And then for now, I'm just going to leave that tail there. It's secured. So now I'm going to turn this right side out. And when we start the other leg, I'll do all the same things with the tail and everything. I might not show it because we've already done it once. Okay. Now, that was the second round. So now, round 3, single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 2 single crochet in the next stitch, which is an increase, and then single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So I'm going to take out my stitch marker and do my first single crochet and then put it back. So here's the loop from our previous single crochet. It's around this bar right here. So this is our next single crochet that we're working under, and unless otherwise specified, always work under both loops. So slip under there, pull up your loop, pull through both loops on the hook, put your stitch marker back. So that's single crochet 1. Now we're doing 2 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So that's 1. Now here's our next stitch. We'll do, and I'm gonna basically keep my finger here to keep my hook from accidentally catching loops on this side or going all the way through. I'm gonna use that as like a stopper basically. So here's my next single crochet for 2. And now here into the next one, which is right here, we're going to put 2 single crochet. So insert, pull up a loop, finish out that single crochet like normal, and then just do the same thing again into the same exact spot. So there's an increase done, and now single crochet in the next 2 stitches to finish out the round. So here's our first stitch, 1, and here's our second stitch right here, 2, and we are back to the beginning now. I'm gonna trim this because it's annoying and getting in my way. It's already secured, so I'm just gonna trim it. And round 4, single crochet in each stitch around. So I'm going to do this row and be back. Make sure you move your stitch marker when you do your first stitch and just put 1 single crochet in each stitch of your round. Okay, so here we are at the end of that row. I just worked right back to my stitch marker with a single crochet in each stitch. And now round 5, we are going to again do single crochet in the next 2 stitches and then an increase, but then this time we're doing single crochet in the next 3. So I'll slip my stitch marker out, stop that, do my first single crochet here, put my stitch marker back. So that's single crochet in the next 1, and now here's single crochet in the next 2, and now we're going to increase. So in this next stitch here, we're putting 2 single crochet. So 1, 2. Now in these last 3, just 1 single crochet in each. 1, and I do usually a little bit tighten down, so I, after each stitch, so I finish my stitch and then I just pull up and pull that way a little, just to tighten it down a little bit because I don't want any of the stuffing to show through. So I do that more consciously when making things like this where they're going to be stuffed. Okay, now the next round, 6 single crochet in each stitch around. So I will do that and be back. Okay, so that's the end of round 6. And speaking of counting rounds, when working like this, each of these concentric circles is one of our rounds. So this first circle in the center is round 1. And then each of these circles up is another round. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we are single crochet in the next 3 stitches, increase single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Stop that. So do our first single crochet, put our stitch marker back. That's 1, 2, 3, and then increase 1, 2, and then 1, 2. Oh, see, I caught a loop from that side that time. Don't want to do that. 3. Round 8 is single crochet in each stitch around, so I'll do that one and be back. Okay, so end of round 8, and I just want to take a moment and show you when you're looking at your work, this here is an increase. And this is a regular single crochet. So here in each corner, we have the edges of the top of that V, the bar that we worked into. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 loops worked around it. That's because that's an increase. We did 2 stitches there. This one just has the 2. So it also, to me, makes this opening a tiny bit bigger. It's like a little window or arch. Like, they're visible to me. I've been doing this for a while, so I don't know if you'll be able to see what I'm talking about, but that will help with counting, knowing how to identify them without having to take them out and count how many single crochet you're pulling out of it. And because sometimes when you're counting back or figuring out where you are, you can base it on the intervals of increases to regular single crochet in a row. So round 9, single crochet in the next 3, increase single crochet in the next 4. So I'll do this first single crochet. Now if you end up splitting a loop while you're doing this, like that's 1 there. So say it's probably going to be kind of hard to do on purpose, but if you basically like, well, you know what, I'll do it. Okay, like this, you can just kind of gently slip out, or if you do it further on, like, now I've made this stitch fussy. Like if you only take, if you take part of this loop with you, and now you have the loop that's supposed to be on your hook, but you also have this extra stuff, that'll make it hard to work and hard to do whatever. So you can just pull that out and then pull this to bring it back out. In case you split a loop or some such. So that's 2, and we're doing 3, increase, and then 4, right? Yeah. So that's 2, 3. Then in the next, our increase, so 2 single crochet into this stitch. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And round 10 is single crochet in each stitch around, so I will do that and be back. Okay, so here we are at the end of round 10. We're going to fasten off this leg as it is the first leg. To fasten off, we're just going to do a slip stitch. So we're going to insert under the next stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull that loop through the loop on our hook right away and pull that tight. And we are going to find our scissors and trim this. It doesn't say to leave a tail for sewing, and since we're joining the legs, we know we don't need one. So I'm going to weave this in. So all I'm going to do here basically is just weave this through a couple of stitches here to kind of keep it from backing out. And after we've done a couple, I'm just going to take it inside the leg. And then I'm going to pull it so that it's stretched slightly. So that when I cut it, it retracts back into the leg. So I'm going to repeat these steps up to this round off camera for the second leg, and then I'll be back. Okay, so here's the second leg, round 10. I haven't fastened off yet. So now we're jumping to round 11 of the body because this is our first 10 rounds. Join leg as follows: chain 8, single crochet around the 9 stitches of first leg. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then we are going to single crochet around the 9 stitches of the first leg. So we joined in this, but we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and then the join area being the 9. So I'm going to insert into there first. So I'm going to insert, pull up a loop, and then pull through both loops on my hook. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then working in the chain 8, single crochet 8, then we're going to do single crochet in the 9 stitches of this leg, and then we're going to work back across the chain in the other side of the loop. So we have a loop on the top and a loop on the bottom. We're going to work in the other side back across. So since mine looks like this right now, I'm going to work in this side of the chain first. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. This loop right here is my first one, so I'm going to slip under here. Now, depending on the direction you joined, it might be facing up this way, but still, you just do a single crochet in each case. I think probably your chain is supposed to face the other way, but I never can remember like how to get it to face the way that I want. So I'm going to do 1, and now working into the next loop, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you don't want to twist this, so whatever you're doing, keep doing the same thing. 7, 8 across the chain. Okay. And then now I'm going to work the 9 around this second leg. So I'm going to take out this stitch marker and we're going to insert under here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And now working into this loop of my chain, I'm going to single crochet 8 across. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, starting right here. So I'm gonna slip in here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get out of the way. And last one, 8. So this is the last stitch of our round right here. And our next round, it says place marker. This is to mark your next round. I'm going to move it as soon as I start the next round because I like to have it in the first stitch. But our next instruction is single crochet in the next 9 stitches, increase, single crochet in the next 6 stitches, increase, and repeat that. So we are going to start, just counting my leg stitches there, right here. Actually, let me look at this for a second. We got, I just want to make sure, 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so we want to come in right here. For 9. So for all of our stitches in this row, because we have 34, starting in this one here, we have 2, 4, 6, 8. And then the last one of the leg and the first of the little bridge is 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34. I just wanted to take a little break and count those before we started to make sure. So I'm going to do this single crochet, and then I'm going to place my stitch marker here. So this is 1. And then we're going to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, excuse me, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then an increase. So into this next stitch, which is the first stitch of our little bridge area, we'll put 2, 1, 2, and then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then in the last stitch of our bridge area we'll do our next increase. So 2 stitches here, and then we're just repeating that now, starting with first stitch of the leg, doing 9 around, so 2, 4, 6, 8, then 9, then an increase in the first, and then 6, and then an increase in the last. So I guess this is just kind of an unusual thing. I'll finish this one out, but for the rest, well, the next one, I'll just only do the first one. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It was 9, right? Yeah, 9. And then increase. So 1, 2, then 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then increase in the last stitch. Okay. So the next row, what we're going to do is going to be similar. We're still going to single crochet 9 around the leg and then increase at the beginning of the bridge, but this time, since we increased last time, we have more stitches across the center here. So I'll do the first half because it's a repeat. These brackets mean that you repeat whatever's in this bracket the amount of times they give you. So you do the instruction and then start again at the beginning and do the full instruction again. So I'll do my first single crochet and move my stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to increase in the next 1, 2, and then 8 stitches. Oh wait, caught a little loop there. So 1, 2, and your first, so your increase will be, in this case, stop that, in the first stitch of your previous increase. So if you get to here and you just kind of want to double check or whatever, and you can recognize your increase by finding those 4 loops, it goes into the first stitch of that increase, which is this bar right here. So just a way to check when you get there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now if you look, here's our increase, and we're going to do our increase right here. So 1, 2. Although this one, because of the way it works out, is in the second of your increase, but both times it's going to be lined up somewhat with your previous increase. So then you have, continuing around, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, increase, 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait, did I just count that wrong? Let me look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, increase, 2, 4, 6, 8, increase. It's hard to hold this still and count at the same time. So finish that out the way we just did this first half, and I'll be back and check in before the single crochet rows. Okay, so here's how we look after the end of that round, end of round 13. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 are all single crochet in each stitch around. So I would say, where's my pencil? Mark down 14, 15, 16, or do a mark for each one, or write the numbers down and mark them off as you go to keep track. In case you have to get up and walk away. And I will come back at the end of round 19. Okay, so this is at the end of 19. Here's what we look like now. And round 20, single crochet in the next 5 stitches, single crochet 2 together. This starts with a bracket. It doesn't have an ending bracket, so I'm just gonna say we're supposed to have 40 stitches around here. Well, we're working into 42. So 17 and 16 is what, 32, 33, and then 34 and 35 for the decrease here. And then plus 5 is 40. And then a decrease 1, 2. So this, I think, bracket is just not supposed to be there. And we just follow this line straight across, because that accounts for all 42 stitches. So we're going to start doing our first single crochet and putting our stitch marker in. No, come back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then single crochet 2 together, or decrease. So to do that, we're going to insert under 1 stitch, pull up a loop, and then immediately insert under the 2nd stitch and pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on the hook, so that where we had 2 tops of stitches, we only have 1. So that's decrease, single crochet in the next 17. So my next stitch that I work into is this here. This I already worked into, even though it's kind of looks like maybe a full stitch. It's not. Here's my loop that goes around that one. So we're just doing 17. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I just thought I counted that unnecessarily, but I didn't. That was 3. Oh, and this line here is how you can recognize your decreases. So that's a regular single crochet, and this is a decrease, and it has this diagonal. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm going to double check that and go back to my, here's my decrease. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. Okay, and now we're going to decrease again. So insert under the first, pull up a loop, and then insert under the second, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And then single crochet in the 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. And now a row of single crochet in each stitch around, so I'll do that and be back. Okay, so end of round 21. Here we are. It wants us to lightly stuff the legs now. So I'm going to grab some of the stuffing. And I'll probably end up having to use the back of my hook to get this down far enough. But I'm going to start with a little bit. And it says just lightly, so we don't need to do this firm to firmness, but I'm just using the bottom of the hook to, I sort of fold over and stuff down. Okay. Okay, so that's not bad. We'll do the other one. Okay, and then I'm kind of massaging it around a little bit to try to get it to spread out nicely. There's not enough in the toe of this one, I think, so. Now I was using the hook end to just kind of loosen that area up because it was kind of bulky. Okay, not bad. That area still seems a little bit bulky. So let me see if I can loosen it up a little bit. Okay. So legs are lightly stuffed. And I think I'm gonna, I don't know if it means this bottom of the body is legs as well, but I am gonna just sort of lightly stuff here as well. So I'm pushing some down into the join there just to kind of meld it to the stuffing and the push down into the leg, because I kind of want it to be a little cohesive. And then I'll take some over here, do the same thing. And we can add more stuffing to this area later if we need to. But there we go. So next, I'm just still shoving more into this, I guess you'd call it the hip area. Single crochet in the next 5, decrease, single crochet in the next 17, decrease, single crochet in the next 14. Okay. Alrighty, so we just did single crochet in the next 5, decrease, single crochet in the next 17, and decrease. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do that off camera, and then this single crochet in the next 14 will just be from that last decrease to the end, so it'll be really similar to what we just did. So since these are the same, I'm just gonna do this round and come back. Okay, so that's the end of round 22, which was the same as 20, except it was 14 stitches at the end instead of 16. And now 23, single crochet in the next 5, decrease, single crochet in the next 16, decrease, single crochet in the next 13. So I'll take out my stitch marker, do the first single crochet. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, decrease, then 16, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then we're going to do another decrease. And then single crochet in the next 13. So to finish out the row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I caught a loop there. 10, 11, 12, 13. The next round is single crochet in each stitch around. So I will do that and be back. Okay, so end around 24. There's a lot more of these rows. So I'm gonna demonstrate them a little bit differently. So this one is single crochet and the next 5 and then decrease. So I'm going to do my first single crochet. And replace my stitch marker. Then I'm going to 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease, and then I'll do, what is it in this round? Single crochet in the next 14, so I'll do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so this is after the 14 single crochet. Oh wait, is it 15? We're on round 25. Yeah, I skipped ahead by accident. Okay, one more. So 15, and then decrease. And now it's single crochet in the next 12. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 to the end of the row. So I'll do that and be back. Well, actually, I'll do that and then I'll do the round of single crocheting each stitch around and be back. Okay, so this is end of round 26 and I'm tired. And I'm just gonna end this here for now and come back next time to finish this out, because this is a decent amount to get started with. And this is a large section, and I'm trying to make my videos a little shorter so they upload faster. So anyways, end around 26, I just did a count. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. And we'll pick up here with this next time.